What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about the TV show of Chucky. It has now been canceled. After 3 seasons of showing up on SYFY and on Peacock, they decided to actually cancel this show. Why? I have no clue, man. I really have no idea why they decided to cancel the show. It was decent. It wasn't great, but it was fine, man. I don't know why. What was the reason? What was the reason to cancel the show? Maybe because there wasn't that many people watching it. Yeah, it probably might be that because he just didn't get the viewership that they wanted to get for the show. But I'm really disappointed, man. I really wanted to see how they were gonna continue this TV show because I've been seeing the film since I was young. I saw the very first one, like shit, probably when like in the early 2000s or so. Yeah, I remember it coming out on TV, and I was so afraid to see it. But then, like, once I turned like 13 or so, that's when I actually started watching most of the films. I wasn't afraid of Chucky as much anymore because, yes, when I was young, I was afraid of Chucky, but then I grew up to actually like the movies. And to be honest, like, from any other horror icon, I think Chucky, he has the better movies, to be honest. I think he has the most rewatchable movies out of all the main horror icons like Jason, Freddy, Ghostface. I think he has like the most rewatchable ones. Even Leatherface as well. And Michael Myers. It really does suck, man, because now we're not gonna get anything new related to Chucky. Or maybe we are, but like it might take a long ass time to actually get a new movie on the way. And the third season, it ended on a cliffhanger. I'm about to tell y'all what happened on the third season. So if you have not seen it, guys, I would recommend you just to skip a little bit forward, okay, on this podcast. So, at the ending of the third season, the kids, they actually turn into dolls. And Chucky, he actually found this guy, the main creator who created those good guy dolls. He was actually working for him. And so now, there was just like no way for the kids to actually win against Chucky. But I wanted to see what was going to happen next. How are they going to get out from that? Like, they turned into dolls at the ending, and how are they going to get out of that situation? Man, that really is disappointing. I was expecting more, dude. I was expecting a little bit more for season 4. It sucks, man. It sucks that it didn't get renewed. And now there's going to be a new show coming out next year. It's going to be for Camp Crystal Lake. I think it's going to be a prequel before Jason actually became an adult. So probably when he's on his teens, he's like murdering people. I don't know. But yes, there is going to be a show like that coming out next year. Maybe around the fall or during the summertime. But yes, I did hear that they're going to make a show like that. I'm excited for that, but damn, it really does suck seeing Chucky go because after 3 seasons, they had to cancel him, man. Season 4, I have no idea how it was gonna turn out, but I'm really disappointed, dude. I really wanted to see more of Chucky. And now that chapter is done, we're probably not going to get anything more of Chucky. But we don't know. Don Mancini did mention that in his speech. He said Chucky will always come back. But like he was just like quoting what Chucky says, like in the movie Bride of Chucky. Maybe he will. Maybe he will come back, and we're probably going to get a movie like maybe years from now. But it does suck, dude. It, man, I'm disappointed, dude. I'm really disappointed. This other um horror show that I have not seen for some time. It is called American Horror Story. That show has been going on for years. I think like the last TV show I have seen, I'm sorry, the last season I have seen for American Horror Story was the one called American Horror Story. Forgot the name. Probably Freak Show. Maybe that was the last one I saw. I saw like some promos like showing that they're going back to the 80s or something like that, but I did not get to see that one. And also I saw promos showing that they were giving out the ones for the Colts. Yes, and that was the one. That was the last one I actually did see all the way through. Colts and Hotel. I remember actually seeing those two. And I did not see the one with Kim Kardashian. I know she came out in one of them, but I did not see that one. It's been up for some time, and it still gets a lot of viewers to actually see it. I have no idea why this one did not get the viewership it deserved. Maybe because it was in SYFY. I don't know, man. It really is disappointing. Maybe if it was on a different network, like maybe like Netflix or Fox, maybe it would have gotten even a better viewership numbers. But that really does suck, man. I really wanted to see season 4 for Chucky, but we're not going to get it, man. And now moving on from Chucky, guys, I want to speak to you about a new movie that's gonna come out next year. You probably might be excited for this one. I'm like in the middle for this, but it is Jurassic World, but it is called Jurassic World Rebirth. They have finally finished filming this movie, and the main actress who's gonna play as the main character for the film is going to be Scarlett Johansson. You probably know her as the girl who plays as Black Widow in the MCU, and she also plays as Lucy in a good underrated film. Yeah, she's gonna be the main actress playing in this film. They're going to try to make a trilogy, like how they did with the other 3 movies that came out like in the mid 2010s. I wonder how they're gonna do this one, man. They're gonna probably start from scratch, and let's see how that one turns out, man. I've seen the Jurassic Park movies, but my favorite from all of them has got to be probably Jurassic Park 3. Like Jurassic Park 3, it was like a search and rescue type of mission in a way. Like the other ones, they were trying to escape like the island, right? But this one, Jurassic Park 3, they're just trying to search for the kid. And also they introduced that new dinosaur with that huge back. I don't know, man. It was awesome seeing that dinosaur. And also like the velociraptors, they were pretty scary at the time. And I remember actually seeing this movie in the theaters. I was a bit afraid. How old was I when this movie came out? I was probably like around like 7 or so, or 6, when I went to go see it. I remember vividly watching it when the dinosaur was trying to kill like all the people when they were inside the plane. I remember that scene, man. I freaking remember it, and what a time, man. What a time. There's been a ton of movies I remember seeing when I was young, like going to the movie theaters like all the time. And I recently did see the movie called Speak No Evil. If you guys have seen it, that's the one with James McAvoy. He's the guy that came on the movie Split. If you have seen that one, that movie was pretty good. I give that movie like an 8 out of 10. Speaking of Evil, to be honest, I'll give it like a solid 7 out of 10. I won't go in deep with this movie, but it is kind of disturbing. Like, I wasn't expecting the plot twist to be that, to be honest. I'm not gonna say what happens, but it is kind of disturbing with what happens in this movie. And I wasn't expecting it. But like the action scenes, I think they could have been better. They could have been way better. But like, I think they did what they could with this movie. And I had no clue that this was a remake of a Danish 2022 movie that just recently came out with the same name, Speak No Evil. There was an original movie called Speak No Evil, and they decided to actually make this film just like right after this movie came out. I mean, I was so surprised. I did not actually know that they actually did that. Blumhouse actually produces a movie, Speaking of Evil. And I'm sure they are going to get the money back for this film. It's decent, to be honest. It's not really a great horror movie, nor was it very horrible like the movie Crow, the Crow 2024. I still can't get over, man, of that freaking movie. That was so disappointing going to go see that freaking Crow movie. I am disappointed of that movie, dude. It was sucked ass. But yeah, Speak No Evil. Speak No Evil, I will give it a 7 out of 10. And now, the last thing I want to speak to you about, Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois. Anthony Joshua lost against Daniel Dubois. I did not see that coming at all. It does suck, man. It really does suck that he got KO'd in round 5 against Daniel Dubois. With his experience, I thought that Anthony Joshua was going to get at least a KO win. But no, man. Daniel Dubois' punches, they were just that strong. Like, I made a prediction on last week's episode that supposedly Anthony Joshua was going to win against Daniel Dubois. And it was the other way around. He got freaking KO'd by Daniel Dubois. And that sucks, man. That really does sucks. I was watching this fight live, and I was just so surprised. Oh, man. Daniel Dubois, he's a pretty good fighter. He did lose against Usyk, and he just defeated Anthony Joshua. Now the fight I'm really looking forward to now is Tyson Fury versus Usyk, the rematch. Why do I feel like something is going to happen between these two, and something like they probably might cancel this fight and they're going to have to go into next year to try to fight each other? I feel like something like that is going to happen, man. I feel like they're going to cancel this fight, and probably they're not going to fight on November, I think, or in October. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be delayed. But I don't know. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. But yeah, I feel like Tyson Fury is going to get the win on the rematch. And probably we might actually get a trilogy fight. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to those fights. To see if Tyson Fury has the guts, man, to actually get the win against Usyk. Usyk is the number 1 heavyweight boxer right now, and nobody can beat him right now. But can Tyson Fury can? I believe he is the only fighter that can actually beat him. Now that Anthony Joshua did lose again, I highly recommend that they actually make the fight between Deontay Wilder and him. That's like a fight that lots of people have been waiting for to see for a very long time. And yeah, man, it should happen. Both of them have, I think, at least 3 losses in the record. I think Anthony Joshua has had 4 losses already. I could be wrong. Or 3. But yeah, it really does suck for Anthony Joshua. But maybe he could redeem himself against Deontay Wilder if he can actually take him down. Deontay Wilder's still not retiring. Like, I remember I made a podcast like probably like 5 or 6 podcasts ago, that Deontay Wilder should retire from boxing because he did lose against this Asian boxer named Zhang, and he did not look so well. Like, I feel like Anthony Joshua did better in his fight, even though he lost against Daniel Dubois. I think he did way better than how Deontay Wilder did against Zhang. We'll see, man. If these two come together and fight each other, that's gonna be a one epic fight. But they need to make that fight, though. They need to make it for the fans. People have been waiting for it, and like, the time is ticking, man. Time is ticking. We will see if they are gonna to do it or not. If they really are going to actually finalize this fight or not. But I am waiting for it, and so is a lot of people. The last thing I want to talk to you about is about Merab versus Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley did lose against Merab, and he did not look so well in this fight. The UFC fighter, he didn't look so well against him. Like, he had no technique, nothing against Merab, and that was really disappointing for Sean O'Malley. Like, I really thought that he was going to use his striking to actually take down Merab, but Merab was just pretty good on taking him down, and I feel like Sean O'Malley is just not a good ground fighter. He's just mostly like a striker, and yeah, that was disappointing that he did lose against him. And now Merab, he is the main champion for that division. But could he potentially get a rematch? Maybe he will, but I do not see him winning against Merab. We will see, man. We will see how that actually turns out. And right after the fight, maybe like a few 3 or 4 days later after the fight, there was news that Sean O'Malley, he said that he won the fight. Like, he saw back the footage that he had against Merab. He said that he won at least 4 rounds, which I believe he is wrong. He is definitely wrong. He's just being delusional at this point. He just wants the attention, to be honest. I saw that fight, and I feel like he only won at least 1 round, to be honest, and that was like round 5. That's when he was actually getting him. But I feel like Merab, he was dominating the whole fight. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did made it this far, make sure to actually subscribe to the channel, and also follow this podcast on whichever platform you are listening to it. If you're listening to it on Pandora, YouTube, Spotify, make sure to follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports, horror stuff, and anything pop culture related. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that's it. Again, thank you so much for listening. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.